Am. We there?
We're there.
Hi, hello. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Fey Touched, our brand new Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign set in the wondrous Feywild. I'm James. I'm a professional dungeon master with RPG at Home. At RPG at Home, we run games all the time. We run games for kids. We run games for adults. We run One Shot. We run Call of Cthulhu and D&D. If you're interested in playing an online game, come and see us at rpgathome.com. And it's my great pleasure to welcome you to this fantastic campaign set in the Feywild. We're up to like episode 15 now, which is kind of crazy. And I'd like to welcome 3 of our 4 players. Unfortunately, Tismay is not feeling great. Latrini's not feeling great, so we won't be joined by our Twilight Cleric.
And the player are not feeling good right now.
Yeah.
So actually, they're fantastic.
I mean,
they've both taken hallucinatory bugs and are feeling a little bit under the weather. But if you're watching, hi Latrini, hope you're feeling better soon. But who is feeling fine is Eric. Welcome, Eric.
am I? Hi, I'm Eric. I play Bizbo, a kobold artificer who currently ate some magic bugs. So he's not having his best life right now. It's not. He's had magic bugs before, and he's had good trips. Like you go to the forest, you go to the beach, kind of just chill. Yeah. We never do it in the middle of a fey carnival. That's just a horrible idea. So that's where he's at right now.
It's bug eating 101. Never do it at a fey carnival. No. Someone who did eat bugs but is feeling a lot better right now is Quinn. Hi, Quinn.
Hey.
Hi, Jared. Who plays Quinn?
Quinn. I play Jared, a middle-aged man who's trying to find his way. I'm sorry. I'm Jared. I play Quinn, a elf ranger and fighter. Did eat bugs and feeling better. But I feel like there's just like 9,000 other things at the fair that can go wrong. So it's all good. We'll be okay.
It's true. And someone who would never eat bugs in real life or in a role-playing situation. Hi, Taylor. How are you today?
Hi, I'm very well. I'm Taylor. I play the Fey sorcerer Esmeralda, who is currently trying to hurt her friends who are tripping balls. And at least one of them has now come back to their senses. And thank God, I was ready to freak out. I had heard 3 hallucinogenic people a fake carnival.
Madness, crazy chaos. Yeah, so look, we're just going to jump right into it this week. We're not even going to run video. We're just going to let's go. Let's play.
What?
Fine.
I know. So, I just feel like playing. I've got a lot to get through. The Birch Queen's Fair is intense and it's fun. And we're gonna just jump straight in. So welcome to Fey Touch. Welcome to Wrath of the Riverking. And let's begin. When last we met, our adventurers entered the Birch Queen's Fair, meeting both the Birch Queen and herself and the creatures within. A shopping trip in the back alleys of the carnival led our adventurers to a wolf creature named Rawleaf, who traded memories for scrolls. Esmeralda traded the memory of her first love, which was quite extraordinary.
1 of 30.
It's 1 of 30. we got to tear up an entire page of her backstory.
She gave me a look that wasn't like an angry look. It was like, 1 of 30. It was like, yes, that's
Oh no, she's an idiot. She's an idiot when it comes to love. That is written, and so it shall be.
It was a little harrowing, and memories were traded for these scrolls. Bizbo is trying to find some more ritualistic scrolls in order to develop some more experiments, some more artificer magic within the Feywild. And the carnival was going pretty well before a wayward goblin tricked the group into eating hallucinatory insect bread, leading many of you into a surreal descent into the world of back alley Fey carny folk. Bizbo, reacting particularly poorly to the bugs, despite the fact he's probably had more bugs than the rest of the group combined, antagonized a group of dark gnomes wielding nasty weapons, including a chainsaw. A fight broke out with 3 out of our 4 party members mixing hallucinations with reality in this crazy carnival, a carnival that has seen a greased pig that being put on display in order to be caught. There's children in cages. There's nastiness going in here in the shadow of the Fey Court. The group prevailed through some quite extraordinary spell casting, but with the majority of the group still suffering significant hallucinations, we rejoin the chaos that is the Birch Queen's Faire. Quinn, having kind of drawn on some inner strength, you find that the hallucinations start to fade. The poison starts to leave your system. And as you look around, you see that while the melting faces and the strange visage of a lot of these creatures...
Oh, my God.
of a lot of these creatures changes. And let's hope she's all right. As you look around, you see that the forms, there is a lot of people taking a step back. You see that there are more of these denizens of the Unseelie Court, more of the Shadow Court watching. There is a group that is now formed around this scene. One of the deep gnomes has been killed, and the leader, Mudflick, the owner of this magic shop, is kind of putting his hands up in surrender. Esmeralda, of course, has brought herself into full glory, the full Fey princess that and has forced these gnomes to kneel, as she's trying to encourage the others to kind of back off away from this scene as best she can. Hopefully Taylor's all right. What does Quinn do? Quinn, you look around, you see Bisbo, Tismay still tripping, still hallucinating in a significant way.
And I don't have anything that can help. I think Quinn will kind of he'll look around the fair quickly and see that things are not going their way. Shit. I don't have really anything that can help. I'll like tap on Bisbo's shoulder and I'll give kind of Esmeralda a look and Bisbo, quickly, one of them got away in this direction, and I'll try and just lead Bisbo and hi Tismay out of the fair, maybe just kind of away from people right now while we suss out this hallucinogenic situation. Maybe back to the Rolly, because he's gone, and his area was kind of secluded back there on the outskirts of in that direction. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you'd be launching yourself deeper into that darkness of the back alleys to the Arcana section of the fair.
Just away from this area here.
Into the darkness, sure. Bisbo, I'm assuming you're happy to be led at this point, or do you resist?
He points me down where they escape to.
Yeah.
I go, on it, Queen! And I run over to is there a rock or something?
Sure.
So I run over to a rock, and I kind of do that cowboy mount on it, and I'm like, giddy up! Go get him! On this rock.
Okay, I try and scoop under him so that he still thinks he's riding, and then kind of just kind of carry him forward. God, he's fucking heavy too.
But miraculously, the riding tortoise that Bisbo launched on seems to levitate into the air. This is an unusual vibe for you, Bisbo. It's you've never seen one of these actually fly before, but it's an exhilarating experience.
It's the Feywild.
So I'm just kind of
I'm flying. I'm like, pull up, because I think I'm about to crash or something.
And so with Quinn holding Bisbo as he's flying kind of through the sky in a like a small child being giving a plane ride. Esmeralda, how's your head? That didn't land on your head.
No, my cats just pulled it. I heard something behind me and I started to turn and then they pulled it down.
Awesome. Fantastic.
So I knew it. I was like, I called it. They're going to do something. And they did.
They ganged up. And so Quinn is fleeing this scene, ducking back into the shadowy recesses where you'd met the wolf, and the magic, and is kind of leading the others away. Tismo will follow, unless there's something in particular you wanted to do or say before you left this scene. The gnomes are still bowing. There is a crowd forming. You are seeing that this has gathered the attention of the Shadow Court and the Unseelie. None of the nobles, but a lot of the commoners are watching what's going on here.
Esmeralda is just going to look at them all like they are beneath her, and she will just turn without a word, throw her hair just kind of toss it, and continue on walking with Tismay.
You descend back into that shadowy recesses of the back laneways of the Birch Queen's Carnival sideshow. And for Bisbo and Tismay, you see that the shadows themselves start to merge, flickering across your gaze. I'll get Bisbo particularly to make an insight roll for me, please.
A rut roll.
An insight roll.
Yeah.
First roll
that was sorry.
day.
I wouldn't say what roll. I said rut roll.
Rut roll. The Scooby-Doo rut roll.
Oh man.
Oh.
Bisbo, this flying tortoise ride is taking a macabre turn. As you fly your way through space with Quinn following just behind you, the shadows swirl around. It's confronting. It's as though it's replicated before. When Drake had been taken, he'd been taken by tendrils of shadow, sucked through the walls in his house. When you open the book, shadows emerged, and this time the shadows flittering they almost reach towards you. The birch trees that are casting these long shadows on the outskirts of the fair, almost as if the branches themselves reach down. You see the shadows coming across the ground towards you. And although you will the tortoise to fly higher, it's almost as if it's too heavy. Can't seem to escape as you head towards the darkness.
No, not again. Not again. You won't take me. You won't take my friends. I pull out my gun, but it's like shaking. I'm like shaking like a leaf. I mean, I barely can hold it. I think he starts to cry probably. And yeah, he's just hyperventilating and crying at this point.
So Quinn, you've got him in your arms. You're holding him out as he pulls the gun and you hear him start sobbing.
So kind of like slowly set him down. Bisbo, breathe. I'm right here.
Quinn,
listen,
run.
Listen.
They're going to take you too.
I'm not going anywhere. We're all fine. We just had a bad grub, maybe two. Take a breath. Breathe. Focus on the sound of my voice. Breathe slow. Give him like a bag.
I just put the bag on my head.
No.
You won't take me.
No.
You won't take me.
Oh, maybe that's fine. Breathe. All right, take it easy. It's just a bad trip, I think.
Do I believe Quinn? I mean,
make a persuasion roll, Quinn.
That's my specialty.
Oh no.
Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry.
Still
I hadn't
poisoned?
taken your poison off yet. Oh, try that again. 9. Biswell almost kind of retracts into himself. He's not violent, but it hasn't calmed him down entirely. The hallucinations are still running. This is in his mind. It's not a nice place to be.
we have to get out of here. We have to go now.
Focus on something you know. Focus on something you're comfortable with. Explain to me again how the Feywild is moving in and outside of itself as creatures exist in the ever-expanding.
Does it matter? Don't you understand? The shadows, they can go anywhere. They can go everywhere. They, more than any Fey, it's the very shadows themselves they travel in.
Okay, but mathematically, how does that work?
I don't think they're own Fey roads.
There's no Fey roads here. They can't get to you right here. Right here, we're safe. Believe me, I can see all of them.
James, can I make like a weird arcane roll? Like as I'm freaking out and hallucinating, I'm wondering if I almost have like a good like some type of not a huge breakthrough. You know what I mean? Like some type of epiphany about shadow fate or something.
Sure, why not? Let's go.
You want to
make an Arcana check.
A high genius roll?
Still with disadvantage,
Come on.
right?
Yep.
Come on, that would be such a nice roll. Hey, that's not bad.
You watch, and the shadows. Quinn says he can't see a Fey road, but the shadows are following a path.
Yeah.
They're not random in the way that they're reaching out, and you see as you look down one of these sideshow laneways with marquees and tents and little nooks and vendors, that the shadows seem to be coming out of a dark patch right at the edge of the fair. It's a patch near where the wolf had been laying out his wares. It is a emerald green and black marquee surrounded by a cage of sorts, large wrought iron, almost like gates around it. It's as if the marquee itself is enclosed by this fence of wrought iron. As you watch, the shadows themselves seem to be retracting and emerging from within that space, from under the marquee itself, and it fills you with dread. This blackened energy that's just emanating in waves from this space.
There's the nebula. That's where it's summoned from. There's the connection point. It's a funnel. It's both an opening and a closure.
I see the marquee.
Yep.
Don't you understand? That's how they travel. That's how they've done this. The shadows are of the Fey world, but they're also of the material plane. They can create their own inroads.
How far away are we from the marquee?
They've gone too dark.
40 yards.
There's something there. There's something there, not of this realm. Not of any realm.
Sure, I'll do it. I'll do it for you, Biz, but I never get to use it anyway. Well, I do use this, that's true. I'll kind of step up and I'll like put my hand on Bizbo's shoulder and then I'll kind of lean down and I'll take a look. And then as I do the flash of orange of planar detect portal flare up. See if I see that.
No, there's nothing in front of you as you look towards the edge of the clearing of the Birch Queen's Fair through these laneways. All that you feel is the radiant energy, the golden and orange of the portal behind you. The portal of the Birch Queen's throne that seems to radiate the Fey energy around everywhere. If in some ways, what you get a sense of is a void in front.
I was gonna say, can I see it avoid this marquee in a weird way? Not necessarily.
It's almost
paths around it.
Yeah, it's almost as if this space is absorbs the Fey energy of the ley line. It's certainly not a portal within there. It's the antithesis of that. Sorry.
Yeah, I still mumbling. I'm like, it's not a door. It's a wound.
Well, you're not wrong. It's almost like you have to look for where the magic isn't in this place. There's a hole there.
Don't you feel the malice? Don't you feel the hunger? Esmeralda, don't go near it. Your energy is food.
What's he talking about? I've been trying to keep Tisme from wandering off. What is he on about?
There's that marquee there. There's something pulling in energy, creating, as High Bisbo put, a darkness, a wound is not far from it, except instead of things coming out, it's pulling energy in.
Do you remember the conversation we had with that goblin rider? The
Yeah,
one about the shadows taking people.
And the dead fireflies used to signal the safety. That was around the fair, though, I believe. I don't know. We're that far out.
You're still within the circle of gigantic toadstools that is the boundary of the fair.
The Shadow Fae, they're not what we think. They're not a faction. They're not a philosophy. They're an infection.
Well,
sorry, I'm just running with this. I don't know.
She's gonna stop and go. An infection? How are you saying that they're affecting them? They're infecting the magic.
Oh, it's overpowering.
No, stay high here. Have another grub. You're on to something. Could you imagine going in every fight and be like, all right, juice me up, boys?
Yeah, juice it up. Yeah.
Bisbo becomes a mini Bane.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's terrifying.
Well, we need you two to get your wits about you, and then we'll worry about any infections.
It might be a good idea when Tismay's feeling more herself for her to maybe examine this, but Esmeralda's going to look at the marquee. Is she recognizing anything that marquee has? The colorings? Is there any signage outside that kind of could tip her off into what that was?
History or Arcana, your choice.
Good at both. I'm going to go with history.
Yep.
Nice.
Good roll.
I'll take that. Thank you.
You look, and it's still at somewhat of a distance, but you notice that the wrought iron bars of this fence, and it's hard to describe it. If you've got a straight marquee with a peaked roof and it's ringed by this cage in some ways, you see that there is engravings or ornaments on each of the upright wrought iron balustrades, and it is a warped or an old version of the symbol of Sarastra, the goddess of night and magic, the court of the Winter Court. You see that the number of stars, the triad of stars, is part of this motif. But it's strange, cold wrought iron being a barrier between the Fae. It's almost as if there's something about this that would be protecting the building of the marquee itself from Fae energy.
Yeah, the presence of wrought iron is a curiosity in of itself.
Yeah.
Esmeralda, when she's looking at this fence, she's going to look to Quinn and say, I think he might be right. Iron in the Feywilds is not common. This may be an outside force.
Don't you see? You don't just get an infection. You have to be injured first.
And this is what turned the factions of the Feywild against each other, injuring the cyclical nature of our lives.
Is the fence keeping something out or keeping something in?
Something out. Fey won't go near wrought iron.
It's not just that. It's... oh, God. I'm so sick. I feel so sick.
But make the vomit roll. We'll see if you succeed in getting the bugs.
Wait, can I actually make a con save, or can I make a con save, or just a vomit roll?
Make a con save. Sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure your con save has a vomit sound attached to it.
Oh, great. My
Good,
vomit roll is
we want you to vomit.
Without. Well, you see me. I still do vomit, and it's like so much food. It's like way too much. Yeah.
When did you have time to eat all of this?
Oh, it's not that. It's the energy. The energy, it weighs on us.
That's a
Wait,
whole
just
cupcake.
now it's infecting us. Do you see? It's not to keep Faye out. I know maybe that's true, but as I said, it's not just. You can't just get an infection. You have to be injured.
Yeah.
Don't you see?
Yeah, I see that you don't chew your food when you
We don't have molars.
slam it down your gullet.
You have to eat quickly, or predators will come. What?
Okay, Esmeralda's just going to. I can't make sense of what he's trying to say.
Do you have anything that can cure them?
I only can.
Tismay pipes up. Feeling a little better.
Oh, thank God.
Thank all the stars.
Was that they had a child? Was that a child in that cage, or did I dream it?
That was a child in the cage.
Yeah.
I think I recognized her.
Shit.
You recognized her from your village.
From Riverbend.
Oh dear.
And I'm just quickly looking through if she's got something that can cure.
Wouldn't that be a lesser restoration?
No, didn't have it memorized. Didn't have it prepared.
That's not surprising, knowing the character we play with.
Yeah.
Actually, I thought we got some. Maybe we didn't. Maybe I'm blending my games together.
Yeah, we don't have any potions or anything that'll help. We have a
That's
healing.
what I was like.
Greater healing is all I got.
I've got cure wounds, but that's not gonna help.
Is there a healing kit? Does anybody have medicine?
He does have medicine. Let's try that. In fact, she's very good at it.
Give me some. What's it called? Like to make me throw up again some more.
Can I place my hands on Bisbo's shoulders and breathe in and breathe out, and then expend my second wind to kind of not heal, but
Yeah, to force it.
Yeah,
That'll force another contact.
Bring him down,
Nice.
Yep.
Another Constitution save, please.
Okay.
Come on.
All right, this is getting fucking ridiculous. You know what? No, screw it. I'm using my one of my flasher keys.
Sure.
I only have one left now, but yeah, at this point.
You did not be. I can't hear you say infection one more time.
I'm hoping a 15 is good enough.
A 15 is good enough. That's what you need.
Okay,
So yeah, that's fine. So you are no longer poisoned. As the strength of will and the calm nature of Quinn, combined by a rapid series of electric shocks to the back of your brain, jolt you out of your poison condition.
It's very. Anybody have take some meat spray? Oh, that's better. Woo! Where am I? What happened?
Quinn, I'll leave that to you. And she will
fly on a turtle?
Yes. Sure.
Wait. I have. Oh, those bugs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus. Oh, I mean. Kragos. Oh man, that was crazy.
Well.
And then I thought there was Shadow Fae coming here, but I think I remember. That's interesting. I have to write that down. I have to go back. I have to go to the tent and write some notes down.
Yeah, we've got a fair bit going on right now. There's a infection of anti-Fae energy behind us, and I'll point out the wrought iron fence.
Yep.
And there's a human child back at the fair from Tismay's village. And you shot a guy. And we killed one gnome.
I kind of feel like he deserved it. I don't remember exactly, but it kind of feels like
it's like a seasonal. I don't know, discrimination.
He wanted to remove my head before I because I believe someone's paying bounties for heads of the summer fishing. So
and he had a chainsaw hand or something. So I feel like he was ready to do that anyways. Like, you're not if you have a chainsaw, this is from my person, I don't know about you guys, but my personal experience, if a guy has a chainsaw hand, he's probably not a good guy. Like, you can't do anything else with that hand. I guess a lumberjack, but I mean, like, he was either a lumberjack or he was a crazy murderous bounty hunter. One of two.
Yeah, he's not tenderly putting his child to bed with his chainsaw hand.
No. So I'm just going to bet on, just to make myself feel better, that he didn't murder a lumberjack, that he was a crazy murderous bounty hunter.
So if the child also has a chainsaw hand, then it might be okay. Like if...
Or they're just a family of lumberjacks.
Let's focus here. I think we should not go back right now for the child, although it is a child from
Riverbend, her home.
I mean, how we even? What's that? What do we even do with it if we were? I think it was a prize, wasn't it?
It was.
For catching a pig? Is that what that event was?
Catching an oiled pig, yes.
Well, that's easy. I mean, I could win it probably.
You can do it
quickly.
then.
Is it easy?
I kind of feel like it is, but I mean, I could throw the knife into the dirt and pin like this random leaf. I mean, I could just pin its foot to the ground.
I don't know if they'll allow you to bring weapons in.
I can, literally teleport to it if I need to. I think and then probably catch it on fire if I wanted to.
Can I I haven't much about random reagents. Can I try to mix up something quick that'll help with basically be a counteracting agent to oil that he can kind of rub on himself or something to get a better grip?
Your web stuff.
Emulsifier.
Your secret weapon. It's sticky.
Why don't you just find some sand?
Sorry, my dog's decided to pick a fight with the neighbour's dog. You can hear them barking at each other. It's great. I'm just having a look at right tool for the job for you.
Alchemist tools, right?
Yeah.
I have alchemist tools, and I'm proficient in alchemy tools.
Yep, that would work. Okay. Sure. You could have a grease nullifying reagent with enough time.
Yes.
Take you some time. Take you half an hour, kind of put this together. Some beakers and some,
Well, it would take you time to get you signed up. So if we get you signed up,
okay,
Bisbal might have time to finish whatever he's working on, and we'll have to find a way to get the child back.
Well, I'm not sure we want to just parade back over there right now. I mean, there was 3 of the 4 of them were kneeling and stuck in goo, and then the dead body of their friend thing is there, and there's a lot more shadow fae around that area, or shadowy figures, I guess. Mostly seemed harmless, but
Esmeralda, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is I've never been to a fae carnival before, but it kind of feels like crazy shit happens all the time.
That's generally life in the fae courts. And they were foolish to draw weapons the way they did after I warned them after I gave the warning. So, it's none of our fault. I tried to stop it. They didn't listen. I worry about what the child will be used for.
Well, yeah, then let's. I mean, are we gonna ignore that thing?
What do you mean?
Point back to the wrought iron hole of.
The shadowy waves are no longer there because they can't see those shadowy tendrils, but it's certainly not a pleasant looking marquee. It's certainly got an ominous vibe to it for sure.
Esmeralda's going to look to the others, and I'm not sure if we could even do anything. I know that I would probably be at a very big disadvantage stepping through there. I don't do well in iron.
I could dismantle the fence. I think the fence. I have to disseminate this information. It's kind of like a fever dream, my memories. But I think the fence Do I have a sense? Stop talking my ass for a second, James. Do I have a sense that the fence is not just keeping Faye out? It's actually helping to allowing this kind of shadow, negative, void energy to kind of. It's like disrupting the fabric of the Feywild enough to kind of allow this shadow magic or the shadow energy to enter, or to kind of have a foothold. Do I think it's that, or do I think it's purely just to keep Faye out, to not mess with it?
Detect magic would show it, but an Arcana roll will give you an insight on it.
Okay, roll con. I can zap myself?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I do not have detect magic.
I do if we need to use it.
I can do it as a ritual, but I think we're low on time. Oh, that was almost a 1. Okay, yeah. 23.
It is just keeping Fey energies out. It doesn't seem as though the blackness is permeating beyond the barrier. It, as far as you can tell, no, this is protective alone. And as you watch, as you're looking, still at a distance, the tent flap opens, and it looks as though someone is about to leave. You're standing in the middle of the laneway, kind of looking at the tent itself. Does anyone make a...
Be chill! Be chill! I put my hat on and just kind of like sit like I'm talking to them.
Sure.
Everybody. Okay, Queen and Esmeralda, make out right now.
What?
Is there anything around us at all? Like tree? There's nothing to block view?
Oh, there's other marquees and things. If people want to do a dash to try and get under cover, for sure.
Make out! Make out!
I'm not kissing him!
I grab Quinn. I grab Quinn's face and start kissing him. Or trying to.
And, of course, with that level of interaction and Esmeralda saying, I'm not kissing him, and Quinn go, what the hell are you doing? And you draw the attention of the figure. And it is the wolf. It's Rawleaf. The wolf who traded the memories of the unmentionable kobold ritual and Esmeralda's first love.
What are you talking about?
God, my memory's so weak. What was the...
Nope.
No idea.
Nope.
No idea what you're
It's
talking
a
about.
wrestling ring, I believe.
Yeah. And as he leaves the tent, he pulls down his top hat and looks directly down the laneway towards the four of you. There's a wry, toothy smile, as he kind of mentions, as he and then maneuvers, kind of takes a sideways route and moves deeper into the sideshows.
That guy's horrifying.
Okay, good. It worked.
I forgot the fact that I'm literally mouthed.
Just to let you know, in the last
raw.
10 minutes, he has vomited and then resprayed his mouth with meat spray.
Yeah. It's grotesque.
You don't need to roll a con save.
I was thinking about it.
I saw that wheel turning. Okay, good. We're out of the weeds. He thought we were just having a lover's quarrel.
I'm gonna let that slide because you literally.
These two.
Let's go catch a pig.
We need to this child, we can't let whatever fates have it. We need to do something, right? Like
yes. Quick, carry me.
No,
and I kind of hop up your arms.
And as you just look a limp so that you can just kind of fall back to the ground.
Well, no, I need to work on this tincture.
Are you serious?
Yes, I can help you catch this pig.
But you can't work while you walk?
Do you handle volatile chemicals in precise mixtures while walking and looking where you're going?
Oh.
I mean, I don't have a need for such things, so no.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So don't. Okay, let me do. You're good at looking. You're good at looking beautiful and commanding people. I'm good at making weird shit. So let me do my thing.
Fine. Just get on my back, and I'll just let him just jump up on my back.
hop up. But I strap myself in, so I'm facing the other direction from you.
You have like mechanical things. You just quickly like wrap
Yeah,
around.
just quick. I've been making something. Yeah, I've been preparing for this. I used the boar strap harnesses that I had before. I had made myself like a little Bjorn thing.
Yeah.
And I just kind of hook in the back of you, and I have a little seat, and I'm just like sitting there, like mixing stuff as you're walking. It was already in your clothes. You didn't even realize I had already pre-installed some of this stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what? That's enough. Let's just go. Now I'll just
Turn your back
at
on this section and emerge back out of the laneways towards the sideshow area. And as soon as you get within earshot, you realise it's much quieter. You get a sense that the crowd has dispersed somewhat. As you get a little bit closer towards the sideshow, to the location of the incident, to the magic shop of the gnomes, you see that there are a number of armed guards of certain description in blue and green, and you recognise them to be the archers of the Riverking that were keeping guard on Soromix's marquee the night before when you guys had left. And sure enough, as you emerge towards the sideshow alley, you see that a lot of the vendors have closed. And you see that Soromix and a number of her entourage are kind of closing down this section, I guess you could say. It looks as though that the archers are kind of keeping an eye out around the place, but they haven't noticed you yet, as you're emerging out from a darker part of the labyrinthine byway.
Do we see the kid anywhere?
Yeah, sure. The kid would be in the cage still.
Are they packing up that thing?
That thing, as in the pig race?
Yeah.
It looks as though that all of this section's kind of being closed down in terms of people are bringing cloths and putting it over tables. There's people, kind of closing up wooden doors on carts and things like that to kind of shut down the activity for a while.
What's the space between like the armed guard and the pig race group? Can we get to this pig pretty close?
No, they've kind of put a cordon around that entire space.
All right. I see what Quinn is putting down. She'll see that everything's kind of getting a little dicey, and she is going to cast Pass Without Trace on everybody nearby.
Sure. Give me a moment. I get all those guys. Go for it. Click that effects button for me, please. It's my bad. I hadn't done it to yourself. Can you do that once more? Oh, hang on. All right. 1 minute.
We're going to be so stealthy. It's just stacks.
All right. Hang on. Whoa. Oh, too late. All right. Now press the effect. That one that gives you 10 stealth for me, please.
This one here?
That one there. Thank you very much. So I'll take it off. Esmeralda's got it twice.
Yeah, the plus 20.
Everyone's got it. Cool. Okay.
Now roll stealth.
Yep. Everyone roll stealth.
Jesus Christ!
What? How is it? What? What?
Because Quinn got it twice as well. Quinn's got it twice.
44.
Yeah, no, a 34, not a 44.
I mean, still good.
Yeah, it's still
Yeah,
crazy.
that makes sense.
34, 16, 18, and 16. 34 for stealth. Really? Sure. The four of you merge very much. It's almost as if you become slightly translucent in this space as the Fey energy starts to surround you. You get a sense that it's almost as if the natural vines of rose bushes, really start to blend in to the vegetation that's kind of growing between these stalls. It's you become one with the nature very much. Whether you'll be able to enter the cordon, because it is a big open space, is the trick. So,
Esmeralda will look to Bisbo and say, "I don't think there'll be any service out in the open." And she'll look to Quinn and say, "Do you think you can navigate on your own? Do you need help?"
To the kid?
Mm-hmm.
The two options, I can try and get the kid now. I guess more than two options. Get it now, either by being quiet or by buying. Is it a small little girl or a little boy? Do we know?
it's a small little girl.
Or
Cage locked?
I don't know.
Is there
I
like
mean, I'm assuming so. Like, I don't know why a girl would sit in an unlocked cage, or. But
Yeah, it's tied. The cage.
Okay.
It's a wooden cage that's tied. Just as a little side, Esmeralda will need to be within 30 feet of Quinn for the pass without trace to continue. It's a concentration thing.
When he mentions buy, she'll stop and go, "It'll be weird if you ask about a child.
I think.
However," and she turns to Tisme, "no one will blink twice if you ask the price of that child."
I guess I wouldn't even know how.
Do we know how much a child runs for?
How do you even ask that?
With some
How much
gusto
for the
and
child?
With some gusto and some confidence, probably.
No, just be really creepy. Just really.
I'm not. I guess I could do that. I'm not sure.
You would just have to ask how much to take the child off what they would require to take the child, for you to take the child off their hands. And if it's something you can do, we can do, absolutely. If not, then we'll come up with another plan. But for now, I don't think it'll be wise for us to be seen by Lady Soraminx.
I guess she's seen what I look like, though.
We can just follow him for now. If they're packing up, they're going to be returning or setting up somewhere else. Why don't we
it doesn't look like they're moving on. It just looks as though they're closing down this section for now.
Okay.
It looks as you know, like when the police set up and shut down a section for a bit and do what they need to do, and then they'll reopen it later tonight.
There's this wooden cage. There's a bunch of shops.
Yep.
What's on like the other side of the wooden cage?
The other side of the wooden cage is where you had your fight,
Okay.
which is where the body is, and the gnomes are being now interrogated by the guards.
Got it. Okay.
Does this girl recognize you?
I don't think so. Well, I don't know. I wasn't sure if I even dreamt it. I don't know if she really saw me, and would she recognize me now? As you look at her, and she's got her horns and one eye, and looks far more haggy.
Why don't we make a distraction? And then Queen, you can go and sneak over there and grab her out.
Little problem with that. It's hard to hide a child.
Hold on, let me see something.
Oh my god. I am concerned.
If somebody was invisible and they stuck a small child in their clothes.
Can you guys stop? I have to turn off all my listening devices in the house because I don't need to be shut down for some of the things out loud.
You're trying to rescue. You put a person inside, inside your jacket or something, or like a cloak that you're wearing.
In this place, sure. I'll let you smuggle a child in under your cloak if you're invisible. Normally, just to let you know, it won't happen to smuggle Bisbo in someone's cloak if they're
but like a small child. Yeah.
Do you have a capability for invisibility?
Yes. I have a device right here.
How confident do you feel in getting the child?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I think
I mean, he's looking potentially invisible himself. You're watching Quinn. He's fading in and out of vision. It's hard to even focus on him. He's almost translucent now.
How far is the cage from us right
now? 50 meters.
Okay, so it's...
Because you're still discussing it at a distance, because the guards are watching out. So you guys have kept it quiet, ducked into the shadows. Mm-hmm. So still have some time away.
We can make you invisible, and then the rest of us, using Esmeralda's magic, can kind of sneak around, cause a distraction.
I would need to stay with Quinn.
No, I can make him invisible, though. Then we can use your magics to sneak around to the other side and make a distraction.
And how would you explain this distraction?
Explain it?
Yes, you're going to draw attention of those archers. How will you explain what you're doing?
I don't know. We like put the fire somewhere. We make a noise. We turn someone into a llama. What do we have? I'm open for example. We make some sort of distraction. I don't have all the answers. I just was tripping balls for an hour.
Or we engage Lady Sormix head on. We find a way to loop around and come in another way.
They'll never suspect us.
As if we're coming in as we are.
Yes. Then we have
a distraction.
An alibi. You see, there's this thing called an alibi. I pull out a cigarette. Where if there's a perp, excuse me, if there's a perp, and you want to know if they did something, I don't know if you know anything about law at all, Esmeralda, but let me tell you a little bit about how the law works.
As Bisbo starts to talk about, you notice that the packing up is continuing. These guys are closing down.
Okay.
You see that a couple of guards are picking up the body of the dead gnome. And it looks as though they're having somewhat of an argument with the main owner of the shop. Then he looks reluctantly as if he's packing everything away. Go for it, Esmeralda.
Esmeralda will look to Bisbo and say, we need to do this now. We need to move now.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so what are you to do?
So Esmeralda will, once he hands the invisibility device to Bisbo, she is going to find a way to circle around and then come back down that lane.
Yeah, I'm going with you. We're all of us are going with you except for Quinn.
Except for Quinn.
So, Quinn, I pull out a small hippo, almost looks like a clockwork hippo, and which is similar to what I used, the one that absorbs like energy, like fire or ice. Mm-hmm. And I say, here, just put this on your shoulder and press this button. But be ready. It's going to feel weird at first, but it's fine. I've definitely tested this before. Good luck.
And you cast invisibility on it.
Yeah, I cast invisibility on it.
Go for it.
But he presses the button. So you hear this like this whirring and all these like insane sounds of clockwork working in this hippo, and its mouth slowly opens, and there's like it's a big buildup, and then it stops, and you're like, oh, that's not so bad, and then all of a sudden it just. And there's like almost like a miniature black hole that just starts sucking in light around you. And it feels super weird at first because you're literally like, in the movies when like somebody's like, being sucked and there's like light. It's like that. You're like, ah! Like an existential crisis. And then boosh, you're just invisible and it's reached equilibrium.
Crazy. Reflection of light ceasing to be. Nice one.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. I just kind of look around, I guess, and not really see anything as it just bends around me completely. And then I will, I'll make my way to the cage.
Okay. Make that stealth check for me, please. Just, no, look, we'll let that one slide. You've rolled 34. We'll just do it.
I could probably do that.
You maneuver out into the space. And, you hear Soromix speaking with the gnome, and you see that there's Chellisfield, her kind of right-hand advisor, standing there chatting to some guards as well. The bugbear that was offering the pig race has caged the pig next to the child, and seems to be muttering to himself. Soromix says, "Oh yes, we know the princess. I believe she's staying up in the Lord's area, but that is not your business, nor your station. If she chooses to rule, she exerts her rulership. Some things have not changed here. Some things are still constant, Mudflick. You have your job, do your job. Bury your brother. Be back in business in the morning." As Quinn maneuvers a little bit closer.
Should have killed more of them.
As Quinn maneuvers a little bit closer, you see the bugbears kind of putting the pig away, and this small child is disheveled. It looks like she's been here for some time, mud caking her cheeks and unkempt hair. She's very much tied in to this cage. There's no locked pick, but it would take some time to unravel the knotted cord that is kind of tying this cage together, this wooden cage. It's big enough that it would be difficult to carry. And the bugbear is kind of mulling around, finally shutting things down as best as he can, muttering to himself, "Yes, just we're about to race. I'm not giving them my money back. They got their tickets. We'll do it tomorrow if I have to."
What's holding the pig in place? A cage?
Another cage, yeah.
And is it locked? Is it the same sort of...
Same thing, yeah, tied up, knotted cages.
Can I... How far away is the child's cage from the bugbear?
5 meters, maybe less. It's right there. It's like it's a couple of trestle tables, and he's packing things up, putting cloths over everything.
Let me see the actual...
Meanwhile, while Jared's having a bit of a think, for Esmeralda, Bisbo, and Tismay, you have looped around, still contained within the sphere of the Pass Without Trace, so you've managed to blend in with the crowd very, very well.
Esmeralda will look to the others and... "Oh, you were right if I drop this."
Yes.
Okay.
We should all be seen with you, though.
What's up?
We should all be seen with you, so they know. So we throw off. We throw off. Okay, Quinn's not here though. Shit. Think of that. Oh, I like open my jacket. You see a bunch of bottles that have each of your names labeled on it. I pull out one that says Quinn, and it has like a bit of hair in it. I kind of open it, pull out the hair, put it in a bottle, and I shake it. And I'm going to cast Disguise Self on myself and make myself look like Quinn.
Yeah, I love it. Sure,
because
why
Disguise
not?
Self is no concentration, right? So I can do that.
Correct. Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Is that why you made out with me, to pluck a little bit of hair out of the back of my head?
No, it's when you're sleeping. Okay.
So while I'm sleeping, you fashioned a
You're not here. You're not here.
No, I remember he plucked out my hair last session. Wait!
What?
Now, Bisbo is not quite Quinn. Bisbo's still not as tall as Quinn.
Short,
it's
yeah.
kind of a little bit of a mini Quinn going on here. But for all intents and purposes, looks like Quinn-ish.
Esmeralda's in the cross her arms, and I was just going to make the excuse that he was back at the encampment, but how would you explain that?
It's me, Quinn. I'm a bad boy.
No.
An army of one.
I wish you would have discussed this first. This is not...
I'm definitely not an Eladrin. I'm just a normal elf.
Esmeralda looks pained, and it's just... Bisbo, that's going to make everyone suspicious.
I won't speak. You speak. You speak. I will just look there, simmering. I'll give a simmering look off into the distance.
Are you forgetting which version of you is the one that's most interested in the Birch Queen right now?
Yes, but Bisbo was sick. You could just say he's back at the tent.
I had heard that you had dropped Pass Without Trace before this conversation. So as you're kind of chatting, you see
I
the
didn't
crowd
say. I didn't. No, hold on.
part.
I asked, "Are we okay to drop this?" And he said yes. Then he said, "Hold on," and turned himself into Quinn. I have not dropped it yet.
Oh, because
No.
I have actually dropped it. All right. Well, you see as you're having this conversation quietly and stealthily, you see the guards starting to part the crowd and starting to move towards you. Very much the cloth has gone over the pig, and you see Soromik striding towards you. Now, you had rolled a 16, an 18, and a 16. Let's have a look at her passive perception. And so she does clock Tismay and Bisbo, not you, Esmeralda. Well, when I say Bisbo, Quinn. So she does see the two of them through the crowd as she walks. Her eyes light up in recognition as she starts to walk towards you. So, Esmeralda, you are stealthed at this point if you want to continue to be.
Esmeralda will just quietly, never mind, I'll figure this out. And she'll start to think of the days of indignation she has been facing the last 4 days, and it just begins to really build up. The roses, the thorns, they all, like, she just looks like a very vicious Rose Fae right now.
Right.
And she will drop past that trace. So she is there in full angry glory.
Oh, Princess. Not hiding anything, are you? It's all hanging out. Oh, you poor thing. What a trial. Are you all right?
Quite fine. I'm very sorry that the gnome had to lose his life, but he did make quite the fuss over getting my head.
Oh, did the little gnome offend you?
Yes, and he's dead for it.
You really need to show a little bit more self-restraint. That's going to happen here. You can't say we didn't warn you. The summer courts here, you're going to get heckled. You're going to get derided. I don't think anyone blames you for doing what you're doing, but
the heckling and the insults I can handle. It's when one armed with some dastardly chainsaw comes for me personally and attacks me. That's when I have a problem.
But what are you doing down here? The nobles of the summer court are wanted. And you're choosing to come down and slum it with the common folk? You should be back up in your marquee where it's safe. We can't protect you if you're just going to wander down and slide into the muck.
Esmeralda will just kind of smile and, don't you know, the best way to really see what's going on is to walk among the commoners. Rather than live in the delusion you seem to be putting yourself in.
Right. The Court of Roses, in literally the towers of roses and the gardens, the only commoners you grew up with were your servants. Either way, as long as you're feeling better, no more large bursts of rash, hysterical energy, no?
Esmeralda will smile and, no, I'll save that for later. By the way, Lady Sormix, I did deliver Princess Aliana to her guard, so you must be happy to know that she is safe and assured confidence.
Oh, yes, I saw her in camp. Of course. It's always good that she's returned, and I'm sure her father would be very, very happy. Very happy. In fact, I believe she's coming to dinner. You should totally come.
Esmeralda will... You mean the Birch Queen's dinner?
No. No, that she hasn't been holding those for some time. No, we thought we'd just have a little get-together. The Riverking and the Riverking's people, and we feel like you're one of the family now. I mean, with no court of your own, I guess, and kind of hanging out here. It would be nice to. It would be nice to show a little bit of hospitality, and I'm sure that they'll. Well, it's better than. And he kind of looks over towards Tismay and Quinn. I mean, you keep your own company, of course, and of course,
Lady Sarminx.
Where's the oddity? And then has a good look at Quinn. A deception check, please.
Oh no.
God damn it. Do I get advantage?
You really don't, because you're not...
You're.
Okay.
This is what Esmeralda was fighting you against you to do. Oh, I hope
20,
you roll
natural
well.
20. Not horrible.
Oh, that's adorable. Oh, that's very adorable. Of course, you could bring your entourage and the champion of the Oak King as well. It would be lovely to have him there.
Oh! Latrell just said Bilbo has enhanced ability.
You're right.
Yes, he does with enhanced ability. Yes, Latrell!
Yes! Damn it!
No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I do have one more thing, but I really don't want to use it on this.
I
So.
don't think.
As she starts to laugh, she'll just
I
look
basically,
confused
sorry, go ahead.
and turn over and just, that's Bisbo for you. He likes to do his magic. But yes, your hospitality is well accepted. I'll be happy to see you there.
Lovely.
Thank you.
At 7 bells, it would be lovely to have you. We're the large marquee next to the Birch Queens. You can't miss it, right next to the Birch Queens. It's
Of course. One who seeks power must always put themselves next to it.
And I'm not sure what a member of the Oak King's Court eats. Acorns, rats. I'm sure Chef can prepare something appropriate. But for now, perhaps, would it be safer if we escorted you back to the ridge?
No, I'm on my... Well, actually, you know what? I am still getting used to this new normal, and I will take you up on that offer.
Wonderful. We can chat more.
Mm.
I think I saw your brother arrive.
Dorian?
Yes, he was a little scratched and bruised and...
I had a feeling he's not the adventuring type, as you very well may know.
Yes. I understand the frog placed him in your quarters. You said that more were arriving.
Yes, he did not believe that he'd make it in time for the Birch Queen to accept the Rowan King's champion, but I still felt I would like to see my brother. So he's with me.
3 champions in one marquee. How delectable.
I don't believe...
Oiglas was staying with you also, yes?
Well, yes, I didn't realize the Rowan King's champions were also being accepted by the Birch Queen.
I believe you made a little speech on the hill.
I did, to the Court of Roses, but my brother and his champion were quite late. I'm not that rude.
Well, it seems as though they've been vouched for.
Well, wonderful. Then I had assumed that the Birch Queen would be very annoyed by having late champions. So I assumed that she would not allow them entry, as would be her right if they can't show up on time.
Hard to know what she's thinking these days. She seems so different.
She does. It seemed like something was distracting her. Has all been well with her court?
As far as I know, very much well. Her court expands significantly.
And you think that would put her in a joyous occasion, yet she seemed... Oh, I don't know, maybe it's just me looking too much into these things, but it appeared something had her attention.
Who's to say with these queens and kings? Come, let's get you safely back to your tent. And she takes you by the arm, leaving Quinn behind a bugbear, working his fingers, licking his lips at a cage with a small child in it. What do you want to do, Quinn?
Can I use I would cast like foretell distraction? Can I use that to kind of just lure the bugbear? Because like, normally it's just so that I can sneak by, but can I use it to like create a sound or distraction, like like a bit of ways away from the child's tent?
Let me have a quick look.
It's probably not, because it's like you just know when someone's gonna look away, so I don't think it actually creates any sound. I mean, what I want to do is I want to whisper to the child in the cage, but if he can hear me, the bugbear can hear me, then I want to try and create some distance. If I can't do it with that spell, then I've got plan C.
Well, this foretell distraction allows you to quickly move 10 feet into a concealed area.
Right.
Which could be underneath the table near the cage. It could be next to the cage, away from the sight of the bugbear, and it can happen pretty quickly.
Oh, so
it will allow
actually by the bugbear.
He's kind of within 5 feet, but you can kind of get quickly there. You are invisible, but it'll allow you to kind of almost it's a half teleport.
Right.
You're kind of going bang bang, within 10 feet, rolling into that space. So what that will allow you to do is effectively you'll get advantage on your stealth check, and it means that you'll be able to close the gap between where you are right to the cage. Yeah, the bugbear's still there, but it'll allow you to get there. If you know.
Can I whisper at all, like with him hearing me, or he's just too close?
Let's see how the stealth check goes.
Okay. Well then, so I'll cast foretell distraction.
Yep.
I don't have it. Just does it, so I don't have anything to roll. So I'm just gonna.
So now you roll advantage on a stealth roll, please.
Okay.
And of course, a pass without trace is no longer around you because Esmeralda's not there.
Mm-hmm.
You leap towards a shadow. 22 is pretty good. You appear near the cage. The bugbear seems to be, all right, Piggy, you'll keep till tomorrow. I've got a lovely pot of grease ready to grease you up in the night. I'm not going to feed you because I want you to be hungry when you run.
Did I get to the cage? Is the little girl awake?
Yes. Yep. She's in just huddled back up against the cage in the darkness, half obscured by a cloth that's covering the cage. She's just kind of looking out, shivering, fearful. This is getting into the late afternoon in an unseelie court's fair. It's not a nice place.
Can I? I don't know if I have any like pocket bread or anything. I can just kind of reach in there and give her.
What do you want to whisper?
Little one. I come. River Run was the name of the village, right? I was looking through my notes. River Bend. Sorry.
Yeah. River Run's trademarked apparently.
That's what I figured. Little one, I come from River Bend. I'm come to take you home.
22 stealth. You say it very quietly. She looks at the shadow because she can barely see you. She can't see you. You're invisible.
Go ahead.
Well, she can't see you. It's like voices, invisible voices speaking to her in a cage.
Can I like give like some like I have like a ration? Can I like break out some like I don't know like shitty army bread and kind of like push it through the cage?
Yep.
Just kind of floats through the cage.
Yep. A few crumbs. She grabs it hungrily. Where are you? I can't see you.
I'm right outside the cage. I don't want the big bear to see me. If you trust me...
Oh, Piggy, you're going to be up for a great race. You just seem chatting to the pig. Yeah, go on.
If you want to go home, I can whisk you and me away, and we can get out of this cage, and I can take you with us. But you have to trust me, and I need you to grab my hand.
Okay. Where's your hand? I can't see you.
I like reach out, like just like two like little fingers, kind of. I don't know how big the child is. I'm picturing like my son's little hands, but probably like
Yeah.
So I like reach my hands out and like just kind of like so just I guess floating hands are kind of there, which is a little weird. I don't know. All right, I don't know. I just can't see them. I'll grab her hands if she
puts a hand out. Yeah.
And I'll grab it like kind of slowly. I don't know, like non-threateningly.
You clasp onto her hand. She can't see the hand.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. It's magic.
Make a persuasion check. Just a quick one, because I just want her to see if the surprise will make her cry out or not.
I know. There we go. Come on. Shit.
And the bugbear looks. Stealth roll, no advantage.
Okay.
Come on.
22.
Where'd you get that bread?
If you trust me,
you touch her hand.
Yeah. So if I've got her hand,
Yep.
I'm gonna face step, and then I'd like to kind of do face step, and I'll burn my own use as well, and just take us both out of this area, like 30 feet away.
When you say burn your own use as well.
So face step can send her, but
Yep.
I'll use a misty step as well, and then that way we both go at the same time, or I could just send her, and then go right after her too.
You need to send her and go straight after her.
So I'm gonna send her
and by casting the spell, the invisibility breaks.
It's not my invisibility.
Wait, isn't it only? I thought it was only attack action. Oh, any spells.
Any spell. No, if the target attacks or casts a spell, then the invisibility breaks. It takes greater invisibility to allow it. That's okay. That's fine.
Face step is a spell like ability, right? It's not actually a spell, or it allows you to cast Misty Step. I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, it won't make a difference. It's fine.
Okay,
It's but a few seconds. So what happens is the child disappears, sent 30 feet away.
Yeah.
And immediately Quinn, you appear in front of the bugbear. What the? And you disappear also. So it's like a quick, but enough that he saw someone. Yeah.
Sure. Jesus, I just burned all my goods here. Let's see. Actions. That's face stuff.
Yeah, we only have a dinner party with Mean Girls. That's fine.
I mean, I'm actually not in terrible shape as long as I get a small break. So we'll kind of appear, and I'll probably back in the direction of I don't know where we came from. You know, like that seems to be the safest sort of zone.
Back to the shadow alleys, or back towards the nobles.
I guess I could just go
Quick.
back to the. It's got to be back to the darkness. If I go towards the nobles, I'll just appear with a child. That doesn't do me any good.
Oh, there's shadows around, mate. Like there's little byways. So you're not going to kind of appear in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, then I'll go back towards I guess where the nobles are then.
Yeah, sure. The bugbear starts to turn. Oi! What? You hear the shouting behind you. Someone stole my child. That kid. Hey!
Come.
Bloody child kidnapper! No, there's someone kidnapped kid. What the?
As we kind of appear in the alley, then I'll look down at her. Like I'm visible now, right?
Yep.
Hi. Hi. It's magic. It's magic.
You're not from my village.
I'm not, but I know Tismay. Do you know Tismay the baker?
Yeah.
I'm one of the soldiers that recently. Were you there when the soldiers came?
No. What soldiers?
There's some soldiers have come from the kingdom to help with the village, looking for you. And I found you, and we're ready to take you home.
Oh, great! This place is really, really frightening.
It's very frightening.
Really frightening.
Yeah, I understand.
More frightening than.
More frightening than what?
Well, that thing with the candle in its head. That was really scary.
Yeah, I understand. Very scary. So we need to keep moving because we don't want that big bear guy to find you again and put you back in that cage, okay? So just act like you're with me, and we'll just kind of, we're gonna head back to my tent and meet my friends, and we're gonna figure out the best way to get you home, okay? What's your name?
Okay. Beatrix.
Beatrix? Okay. Beatrix, I'm Quinn.
Quinn. Right. Well, sure. He's coming. He's coming.
Yeah, let's go. Here we go. We're gonna start to briskly walk. Actually, Beatrix, it might be quicker if I just kind of scoop you up, since you're you okay with that? And I'm just gonna kind of scoop her up and kind of like start to walk back to the tent.
Sure, just kind of a child in arm, just moving your way from the fair. Sure, striding your way through the fair of the unseelie court with a human urchin in your arms. Yep,
yeah,
cool.
This is what I planned.
And so it doesn't take long before moving your way back up towards the noble section that you actually see Soraminx and Esmeralda and Tisbe wandering up with a large cordon of guards and a smaller version of you, just kind of wandering up the hill towards.
Bisbo's been doing basically why his deception failed. He's been kind of doing like a bad impression of Orlando Bloom in Lord of the Rings, like very and like, but kind of just like doing like duck face a little bit and trying to look like, that look. And he'll like bring out a dagger and like try to balance it, and he'll just like flop. Well, he can't balance it as well. Trying to look cool.
I don't think I want anything to do with whatever that is.
Sure.
I'm going to continue to go to our marquee.
Okay. And so it is as you leave the space from the sideshow alley and the back lanes of the Birch Queen's Fair, you re-enter the more protected, the more safe area of nobility on top of the ridge overlooking the common folk below. And that's, folk, where we're going to have a little 5-minute break. Have our little break. You've extricated the child. No one's tripping. And we're back at the top of the hill, back safe in your marquee in the festival of weirdness.
What is this game? All right. We'll be back. Peace out.
See you soon.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good to go.
And we're back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Just back for our little break and straight back into the Birch Queen's Faire at Wrath of the Riverking. Our group have just rescued a child in a cage that was the prize of a pig race, or a greased pig catching race. And Quinn, having rescued this child, teleporting with Misty Step away from the furious bugbear who had owned her fair and square. You guys have returned back to the rise overlooking the Birch Queen's Faire, where the noble houses have their marquees. Of course, yours is the only marquee that represents the summer courts. 3 summer courts to be exact: the Court of Roses, the Circle of the Oak King, and the Rowan King. Kind of reduced to this small little entourage in a sea of the unseelie courts. And as Quinn works his way around the guards and stealthily moves his way up to the marquee, keeping as quiet as he possibly can, with little Beatrix in tow. As you open the tent flap into your accommodations, you see Esmeralda very much in embrace with Dorian. Dorian, her brother, is cut and bruised and scratched, his clothes bedraggled. He looks as though he's near drowned, his hair waterlogged and sodden. And as you open the door, as you open the flap, you see Esmeralda holding him very, very tightly. Beside him is Oiglas, the centaur champion of the Rowan Court, and an enormous 9-foot-tall centaur, broad-backed, heavily muscled with plaited beard and long hair. He kind of also with some abrasions, but he's certainly no worse from what's happened here. Let me get rid of the spooky music because that's freaking me out a little bit, making me a bit scared. Where am I going?
Oh, that is horrible.
It's just the worst. Off tune, off melody.
It's like a little bit off tune, and the
Siren,
tempo's
oh,
too
God.
slow. You know, it's yeah.
So, and as you hear the sounds of the unseelie around, Dorian is like, "Oh, it was awful. It was so bad. It was." And he whispers very quietly into Esmeralda's, "He's a monster. He's so bad, so brave, and so very, very stupid." As he whispers into your ear, Quinn, you open the door and there is a small child next to you, in your arms.
Yeah.
And you see the centaur and Dorian the sheep.
Beatrix, I'm going to put you down. I'm going to warn you ahead of time. Everyone in this tent is a friend, so don't be alarmed. And we've got a whole table full of food. And you can eat as much as you want, slowly.
Oh,
Just stay calm,
hungry.
okay? Here we go. Everyone, this is Beatrix. She's gonna be joining us now. Beatrix, there's Merlin. Let's go get you some food real quick. And I'm like not expecting to see Dorian and this massive centaur. Okay.
Beatrix takes a step and her eyes lock onto Tisme. Tisme with the leaking milky white eye and the bone horns protruding from her skin, and satchels hanging from her belt, not looking at all like the baker's daughter that Beatrix would recognize.
I know she looks weird. It's been a long trip here, as I'm sure you've seen some weird stuff, but don't worry, she's just as kind as always. And let's just get you some food and something to drink, and we'll sort all this out, and we'll figure out the best way to get you home. Okay?
Okay.
Say hi, Tisme.
I'm really hungry. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Tisme.
Let's get you some food. Anything you want from
Yes.
this table. Just eat slow, and drink some water.
Okay. And Beatrix starts to eat. She looks like she hasn't eaten properly for a while, days. Yeah.
So, pretty easy in and out. May have saw me at the last second, because turns out you cast a spell, invisibility drops. But seconds, and we stepped out of there.
Were you seen in full regalia?
I don't know. Was it dark where I was at? Like when I was like behind the cage? I mean, it was probably obscured. He saw me. Whether or not he processed anything, I'm not sure.
It's fine. They thought I was you.
Oh, please, Bisbo, please, can we not? That was embarrassing.
It's
so
bad.
I mean, it looks exactly like you. You're just like 4 feet. You're just like,
but shorter.
Yeah.
At the very least, well, he does. The bugbear doesn't know how tall I was, so I guess in a weird way, you did kind of give me an alibi for most people.
So,
yes, I will do it again. I'll inject myself with the with the antidote, and I pop back to Quinn. I pop back to Bisbo.
Oh,
Esmeralda will just Lady Sorming figured out that was Bisbo, but I doubt it'll be a noble's word versus a commoner's. I doubt that there will be issues. We'll just have to keep her here.
Everyone, who doesn't know us would think that I was with you, so I guess it's not the end of the world. And I don't know, maybe I can, fluff up or something before going back out. I don't know.
You can what?
Just get rid of or do some more of
what
this
did you say? What's the actual word that you use?
Just
you say fluff up?
Well, I mean, there's these leaves, and maybe can just kind of, I don't know, and just
like a pillow. You want to fluff yourself?
Well, I mean, damn it, Bisbo.
Oiglass looks stern. What are you talking about? What? Why are you not at the range?
Esmeralda will look to him, and the Riverking has invited all of us to dinner.
To dinner?
Yes.
What? Why would you sup with those agents of the Unseelie? Why are you not in training?
Esmeralda will kind of give him a look and will say, I understand you're the champion of the Rowan King, but I would remind you of your tone. Now.
What?
I have been
remind me of... You're champions of the Court of Roses and the Circle of Oak. You are competing tomorrow morning. Have you trained at all?
Yes, we trained on the way over.
We're doing more than competing. We're fighting for our lives. We're rescuing people stolen from the material plane. This isn't just a competition of who can shoot the best arrow. This is literally us trying to keep the summer courts alive and having any presence here in the fair. So we appreciate your stern and aggressive posture towards training. What? Judgment?
No.
But this is as much of a political as it is a political battle as it is a physical battle.
You're here for one task, one only.
You wouldn't win. Be in
to
this
win
tent.
the hand of the Birch Queen, and you sit here supping on pastries and stealing children and...
Esmeralda will just... Her patience wears thin, and she turns around, and I have been tasked with finding out what the Shadow Fae intends to do. And that's what I've been doing, and I continue to this day. I am trying to buy us time before their plan is complete. So yes, I appreciate the... No, I'm losing my temper. I am calm. I am light.
I understand, Princess. I understand. You're not... Let's just say we didn't hold much stock on you making it through anyway. But you're the champion of the Oak King. You're a warrior. I saw you make your pledge. I saw you pledge to him. You would do your best and represent the court. Have you done nothing?
Esmeralda will then speak up, and you know the huntress that the Birch Queen kept to her side? And she'll point to Quinn, and he struck her down with a ranged blow. He does not need practice.
I need practice. It's through repetition. It's the last time you were at an archery range, Princess. A proper range.
Before I left the Feywilds?
And you? The Rowan King's champion, the Quinn. What do they call you? Quinn from the Far Realm? What was the words that you used? I can't even remember.
I don't even walk around. Seppenstein?
Quinn, warrior of the Septon Stars,
Yeah.
warrior of the material and returned one, apparently,
Yeah,
according to my note.
Good for me. Yeah. You're not wrong, Oiglass. But we weren't even allowed entrance into the fair. You would not have even been allowed to walk through those gates had we not carved away, both with tongue and with sword.
And necklace.
And necklace.
That was quite clever, Bisbell.
So just understand.
This is true. I'm nervous. There's a lot at stake tomorrow. I feel strange. I don't like swimming.
I understand that. I believe...
I can do this, though. The bow I'm very good at. I can teach you.
And
Well...
we can teach you how to navigate some of the other trials.
Yes, even if you pass the archery test, if your social skills are not up to snuff, the Birch Queen will dismiss you like that. You really should be practicing that.
I'm sure. The Birch Queen will find my stature sufficient. You don't have to worry on that count.
I mean, let's be fair here. Have you seen the other champions?
He looks down at his broad pectorals and very toned abdominal muscles, and I believe she will like what she sees.
Yes, but will she like what she hears?
I've never had a problem. But when
There's a real Chad.
when will we?
Don't worry about Esmeralda. I'm going to give her a weapon that even she can aim well.
What's that supposed to mean?
That you're better at magic than weapons?
All right, fine, I'll take that. But my goal...
All I'm saying
has
is I
been-
got your back. I got your back.
Thank you, Bisbo. I'm a little touchy right now. I've been insulted 7 which ways to the end of the day, and I've not had a good day, so...
Who insulted you?
Well, first the gnome, first those 2-headed monsters, then that little bug creature that I set on fire, and then the gnomes that wanted my head, and then Lady Sorrominx. She got under my skin.
Drake told me that people who try to put other people down is just because they feel bad about themselves. So if you know that you're better than them, then it's all just desperate cravings of insecure people. You know what I mean?
You know what? I'm going to take that. I want to take that. I'm going to take that. That'll be the reason. Lady Sorrominx is insecure in her own abilities, and she wants to pick on the Fae princess.
That's what I tell myself every morning in the mirror when I wake up.
Quinn's gonna just go to the ale and just start pouring ale for everyone, just like, like a pint of ale,
Yeah.
and just start handing it around.
Esmeralda will just... Alright. But my task remains the same. Something's going on with the Shadow Court, and I'm trying to figure it out. That's why I'm going to this dinner with the Riverking. Something is wrong. And we, on our way here, we helped his daughter, Princess Eliana. She was being dragged away by a red cap. We saved her, and she was telling me things that didn't quite add up. Something is going on. I need to figure it out. That's what the summer court asked me to do, and that's what I will do. And
Dorian perks up when you what did she tell you?
Well, she had told me that she had been at the fair when she was kidnapped, but that couldn't be right. And then we asked her about, and then, when we returned her to Lady Soraminx, Soraminx was angry to see her. It was very strange. And then she says that the River King was being attacked. He had said he beseeched the Rowan King and the Oak King for help, but none came. Is that true?
He looks towards Oiglass as if requiring permission. Well, in a manner of speaking, yes.
And you didn't help him?
Well, Dorian says, please, it was not as simple as that. Mortal realms opening gates and closing others. We heard rumors, the machines, the armies burning the forests of the Arbanese around the river. We heard of machines of war, weapons of war being built in villages. We heard of destruction, incursions within the Feywild. But this was at the same time. At the same time we were under siege ourselves. We couldn't spare others.
Wait. You're saying that you were under siege by the Shadow Fae as well?
We were under siege by the Shadow Fae at the same time as River King was being attacked. Well, when we say attacked, hard to say.
Here's the problem. There were creatures attacking the material plane which drew the attention of the army, and that's why they're there. Oh, this is making much more sense.
Seems like someone's attacking both sides to pin them against each other.
Exactly.
Like an infection.
We already knew that Shadow Fae was manipulating the River King.
Right, but we didn't know to what extent, and now we know.
We had to take a stand. It wasn't going to be easy to... It was them or us.
Was the River King informed of the attacks that were happening in the summer courts?
Of course, all the unseelie courts knew.
Okay. That's strange. Right, well, this answers one question as to how the Shadow Fae sunk its teeth into the unseelie courts. If they were the ones to assist in the attacks on the material plane when they themselves started the conflict, that makes much more sense.
Created a problem and then offered to solve it.
Right. And now they seem the better option because the Summer Fae were willing to let them just rot when in reality we were facing the same attacks.
If we could find
all
evidence,
pointing to one direction.
If we could find evidence
Right.
that they have instigated all of this, then maybe the Fae courts wouldn't be so keen to ally with them.
Right. We need to understand the River King and the Birch Queen's perception. If we can find evidence against that perception, that might be enough to turn this around. It won't probably be enough for the Night Court, but for the Autumn Courts, it might help. Okay.
We need to find like an agent of the shadow. I mean, the closest thing we have right now is the creepy wolf guy.
I believe so, yes.
Maybe he'll be at dinner. Probably not.
I doubt it. But perhaps we could have Tismay and we'll send some others down. Or just find a way down and try to figure that out. That marquee down there. wrapped in wrought iron, and that was something I could not. That's odd. Even in the Birch Queen's Faire.
Tiny plot twist, and he's gonna kind of like gesture at Beatrix, who's like just scarfing down food. We've got how do we send?
Well, the Fae roads will be open after the fair, right?
The Faire. Yes.
So we just need to keep her safe until then.
And then
maybe
and then learn how to use a Fae road.
Or maybe
Alessandra.
Alessandra can help. She owes us. But for now, Dorian, you're not going to go to the dinner, right?
Oh, I need a bath.
Okay, well, you can hang out with Beatrix.
I will put the little.
I need a bath. I can't.
No, I will put the little one to bed before we leave. That way, all you'll have to do is just be here. Curl up with some books, rest your muscles for tomorrow.
But I'm not a nursemaid. I wouldn't even know what to do. You can't. It's totally inappropriate. It's unrealistic to even ask me to do such a thing. It's a human child. Well, yes.
Brian, you have nieces and nephews. This is not a normal thing.
Out of character, while I was putting Hayden to sleep for his first couple months, I thought to myself, if I just knew this spell, and is that dark to be like,
No.
you know, I don't
Not
know.
at all.
And based on rolling HP, you could like,
He
how many
goes
babies?
down.
Like 30 babies?
I go down.
Yeah.
The wife goes
Esmeralda
down.
will just. I will put
Hang on,
the
guys. I just got to
child.
sort this dog out. You keep talking. Back in a second.
Okay.
Esmeralda will just. I will sort the child out before we leave. She will be tucked in bed, fast asleep, and you just need to sit here. You don't need to do anything. The baby's asleep.
Is Hourglass coming with us to the dinner?
I very much doubt it. He sounds like he wants to go to the range.
Yes, but he needs to work on his social graces, not his shooting skills.
He made it very clear that the only thing he had to offer were rippling pectorals and blunted conversation.
Quite dumb.
I mean, it doesn't hurt us.
Blunted.
It doesn't hurt us to help him some, though. I mean,
He did not show inclination for wanting help.
Sorry about that. Had a child come home and open the door and let the dog out to bark at the neighbours. So, okay.
this time alone, not with another child.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, she's with a friend. Yes. Okay. Sorry about that. What's happening, guys?
So Esmeralda will just, Dorian, I'm going to put the child to bed where she will be asleep. You just need to be in the same area as her.
Fine. Fine.
Good. Would you like an excuse to stay here and read books, or would you like to go train with your first champion?
I am here. I am fine. If you need to train, you train.
Yes. And you need to
I
rest
need
because
a bath.
you go take a bath. I'm going to take care of the rest. Go, you big baby.
Fine, I will leave. Hello, Beatrix. Don't be afraid.
Oh, God. Fuck, here we go.
What?
Oh, no.
Esmeralda will approach as well behind Bisbo, so she's not as
She's
scared.
just stuffing her face with cake. Yep.
Cake.
Don't be afraid. I'm friends with Queen. I'm friends with Tisme and Esmeralda. I've been to
Hi.
Riverrun. It's very nice town in the
Riverbend.
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 Trademark.
Riverbend. Why did Riverrun would have made more sense?
It totally would.
Yes, I can I have my little whistle and then the goblin will come in, buzzing. This is my friend Godwin. I'm going to leave him here, and he's very scared of being here. So if you could watch out for him, that would be great, because he doesn't like it either. And his little, his overly exaggerated wallet eyes, and he kind of makes a little shivering thing. I mean, he's cute and also terrifying, but he's cute. It's kind of that weird line of cute and terrifying. So So if you could just like watch out for him, you know, and maybe you can play a game or
Okay.
something. He's good
Okay.
at cards. He can,
Does he eat cake?
not really, but you know, he'll have you cut the cake, or do you have anything that needs to be sewed? He can sew you a nice little flower on some fabric. I like rip apart some of the like fine silk sheets to use for materials for him.
She looks down. She's in rags. She's bedraggled.
Yeah.
She looks. She's
Oh, that-
matted. She
Oh.
looks terrible.
He can help you dress. Yeah, I just you know, just go at some of the like the finest, basically the finest tapestry that's on the wall. You know,
Fantastic.
I've already destroyed the harp.
You hear the heart
Go for the
gasp
silk
in the
cabinet.
corner.
Yeah. The harp is just a pile of and I go,
And-
he can make you a pretty dress. How does that sound?
Wonderful. Okay. And no problem. And with Godwin's help,
Yeah, I'll leave Godwin there, and you know, I tell Godwin like, if there's any trouble, just contact me.
Done. Sure. So with Beatrix looked after by a robot and Dorian, what's the plan for the rest of the afternoon? You've probably got an hour or two. Do you want to take a short rest
For
before
sure.
Yes.
before dinner?
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I'll do a short rest, and then while we're short resting, Esmeralda will also fix her hair and then like get her into bed so she can rest. So
Yeah.
While
She'll-
we're short resting,
she'll take on full motherhood.
can Quinn kind of like meditate and like just become more Fae, like just kind of like release some of his like inhale and release some of like the tension of like trying to like keep himself together, and then inhale. And so like I think like every time he does, like I feel like a leaf
The
like
leaves
on his
just
armor just pops, you know, in the
Yeah,
color,
it's
and
great.
like some of the black begins to fade from his armor.
I'm gonna spend a short rest. If I short rest at the same time, I want to copy alarm into my ritual book.
So
Takes
do you
an
need to
hour,
roll
right?
hit dice and recover anything or not?
I am a little injured, but I kind of want alarm right now, so I think
Sure.
I'll do that instead.
You'll forego the hit
Spend-
dice and you're effectively
Yeah.
foregoing the rest to do your... Yeah, that's cool.
Because
No
I had my
problem.
one, I'm going to
will-
save the other ink for water breathing, but I'll use this ink now for alarm.
You'll use the time to quickly work some schematics together. Sounds good.
I will
All right.
I will roll a hit die, try to get some back.
I am wounded, but I think
Nice.
That's
this is
good.
better than I-
Just the one?
Yep, that's all I need. That's my
Nicely
max.
done. All right. So for Bisbo, alarm is now in your ritual caster
Cool.
pile on your character sheet.
So as that ends again, I think Quinn was, I know Jared was absent, but I think Quinn was also absent. But for Esmeralda again, you see at the very end, I bring out my like main kind of core, CPU device or whatever, my main control module, and with the rods that I use for detect magic. And again, when I do detect magic or identify, they're all in different, like weird, angles. They're all different. Each of the how many schools of magic are there? 5?
9 official,
9,
11
yeah.
unofficial.
There's 9.
Yeah. I mean, we're not. Do you want to go through them? There's definitely
Okay,
more than
I'll-
5.
Fine. There's 9 rods.
Abjuration.
We'll say
Do
9.
you want me to list them? Abjuration.
No. 9 rods. You're right.
Is there a song?
Oh, there should be. We did Abjuration.
Holy shit!
And that doesn't. And don't forget,
Or-
Caldwell Press gave another like 11 of them. So there's more.
Or I'm gonna come up with, how there's like my mother, like for the planets. I'll come up with
Yeah.
something like that. Anyways, so I take my 9 rods. They're each of them. They're not permanently bent, Quinn. They're like they have little, spacing out, but they have little like you can manipulate them to change their shape.
Like joints.
And I put them all in the same shape, so now they're all identical around this center thing. And then you see Godwin come in again and land in this little perch. And this back, which is a little spider butt, has this empty, which you've seen before, but I think for them it didn't connect. But now as you see, like, I turn this on and there's this humming, and I think you would definitely feel this very slow pull of ambient magic kind of into this device, like into its battery pack, is what you felt before when I do like identify. But now it's a little bit stronger, and it's going up these rods that are then condensing onto Godwin's butt, where there's last time you saw it, Esmeralda, it was like black and shadowy. Now it's this very, very fine, white, almost translucent, but you can still see it again, the string. The back of his butt is actually a spool, and this string starts to just wrap around this spool, this magical string, as it's collecting magic. And then when that's done, he goes up and basically starts sewing around the tent. And again, you're like, why did he have a needle and thread? And now it might make sense that like his needle has runes on it, and he's literally like sewing the alarm spell around the tent.
Cool.
And then it kind of fades away. So yeah, I want to make it everybody here, obviously, what's her name? I'm going to keep forgetting her name.
Alessandra.
Beatrix.
Alessandra, thank you.
Yep.
Alessandra, yeah, Beatrix. All of our friends, and Alessandra, are okay.
So
Anybody else?
Just a slight point of order. Alarm is a 20-foot wide space. Yeah. This marquee is much larger than that. Or you can do it on the entrance. So there is only one entrance to this place. So it's the tent flap.
I'll do it on the entrance. So it's on the entrance, and obviously, you know,
and the 20 feet around that. Yeah,
like
sure.
10 feet out. So if somebody was approaching.
Yep, no problem at all. That's fine.
Okay.
Yep. Very good. And so with goblins stitching the alarm within the space, that's fine. Oiglass looks towards Quinn as he's breathing in and out. The huntress is a worthy scalp. I am going down to train. Did you want to come for a shot or two before dinner?
Before dinner? Do I have time to like get back and go there and come back for dinner?
Well, I'm going to spend a bit more time down there, but I figure I need to get some practice in.
I kind of like survey and look around the group.
Esmeralda will call out, you'd want feedback before 7th bell, so you would have some time.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to stretch the arm a little. Oiglass, I'd be honored to join you at the range.
He draws a significantly large longbow. Like this would be a good 10-foot tall, the longbow. It's like a massive bow that he strings over his shoulder. Do you have a bow?
Do I have a bow?
I
should.
You were doing unconventional.
Yeah, I have a longbow.
Sure.
Standard. Not gonna say I have longbow envy, but I'll grab it up and I a couple arrows and kind of play with it, I guess, a little bit because I don't even know if I've ever shot this thing during the campaign. Maybe once.
Yeah. He takes he leaves the tent with you, and you start walking your way down to the range at the bottom of the hill, and you see that the purplish glow is intensifying. There's the fireflies are starting to come out. Oiglass says, "You're not from the Feywild. I get that. From the material plane.
Aye.
There's some tricks you can learn."
Oh.
Well, if you're hunting the she, there's some tricks. Prediction. You watch their eyes, you watch where they focus. They always look before they leap. When they go to step, they always look to where they're going to land. You place the arrow there just after they arrive. Catches them by surprise every time. I can teach you things.
Quinn thinks back to every time he's ever faced that. He's like, son of a bitch, I've looked every time. That makes a lot of sense, Oiglass. I'd appreciate it. I mean, I spent all my life training to find the she. Never once really thought about what I'd do when I met them. Didn't expect them to be shooting back at me so soon, but here we are.
It's only gonna get nastier and weirder. There's some strange creatures working for the Shadow Courts. I can help.
Well, I'd appreciate any help I can get.
Have you met Boggles?
Aye, the little black creepy things. That I'm actually pretty good at killing those things, actually.
Some of them are dead stupid. They don't even know how to extricate themselves out of a web, but others, when they really want to, can just slide right out. Slippery as all hell.
I expected that, but you're right. The ones we fought, just moment after moment, knowing they could escape, chose not to. It was the strangest thing I've ever seen.
They're really idiotic sometimes, these bloody...
It's just hit or miss. It's good to know. Quinn's kind of
you never know which ones you're going to get.
And to get 5 of the exact same time in one fight, it's incredible. Quinn.
Oh, if you're kidding me, that must have been particularly stupid.
And then Quinn's just kind of starting to like rattle off, probably like there's this fucking bird thing we ran into, and there was this
Kikamura. Oh, nasty. And yep.
And just going through each one and talking about kind of like what they've learned, what they've not learned, the thunder hags, and like, as they just kind of, I don't know, probably bro stroll down to the range.
Sorry, Taylor?
We still have those eggs.
I know, I thought about that earlier.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, they're
good.
Yeah,
we're in week 3.
Oh, God.
And so you spend some time, and you arrive at the large archery range at the Herald's Field at the foot of the hill. And what you see is that there is a scaffold with another makeshift replica of the Birch Queen's throne, this ornate birch entwined wooden woven throne. And it's very similar to kind of the bracken bow in some ways, the way that it's set up. There is a similarity here between the Oak King and the Birch Queen. It's very similar in its architecture and its structure, although the oak tree is obviously much larger than the birch stands. And as the purple glow continues and Oiglass starts to take aim at this massive range, you see that the range itself is set up to be a very long distance. This is long range archery. So beyond the normal range. So an Oiglass with his massive bow seems to be almost unerring in his accuracy. So they're firing in it, thud each time into the area. But for you, I'll get you to make a first impression.
Can we have a shoot off?
We can have a shoot off if you wish. Sure, why not?
Well, just like I do want to fire a few and just see how we size up here.
So what we say, 3, best of 3, yeah.
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I do have the longbow set up. Perfect.
So for you, these are disadvantaged because they're long range.
Even with the longbow range.
Yes, yeah. So this is set up so that it's actually 300 feet away. Like.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna have to help both you and Esmeralda out tomorrow morning.
Unless.
How do you feel about your dagger?
I actually can give
You
myself.
have to go without your dagger.
I can give myself some. Oh yeah, well just tell me because I'll throw that motherfucker and then never see it again. So, yeah, you have to tell me if it's.
No, but basically I have to try. I mean. I could. Well, let me think about it. Well, it's up to you. I mean, it's up to you. If you really want the dagger tomorrow, but I could just change it for tomorrow to a longbow. But
yeah, we'll have to. Keep it. We'll talk. Okay. Disadvantage. I'll fire a thing here. I still have +8 to the longbow.
That's with advantage.
No. I don't know why I have advantage.
Advantage, disadvantage for both for some reason.
Maybe I clicked one. Maybe I clicked one accidentally.
Why do you have advantage? Oh, it still had you as invisible, so that's fine. We got rid of that now.
All right, disadvantage again. Firing.
There we go.
Yep, that'll do.
Yeah. It goes very much wide. You hear a strangled cry for some peasant in the background that gets speared by yet another arrow. Oiglass rolls a 24. Straight into the target. Second shot.
Do you know if all of the shots be at this range? Every single shot?
Of course. This is a true archery contest.
Fair enough. Is magic allowed?
Of course. This is the Feywild.
Of course, then I'm fine, because I can get advantage on every shot anyway if I spend
With Heart Strike.
Yeah,
spend the spell slots. Yeah.
Alright, I'll fire another one.
He shoots first and rolls not great this time, a 13.
Yeah.
Ooh. He looks across. Okay, 1-1.
Not
Fine.
bad.
Like that then.
Yeah. All right.
Last shot.
One more time around the bend.
14.
Not great.
Not bad. 15.
Oh.
Just slightly near, but certainly not. Like, these are good shots. A 14 or a
perfect.
15 is a pretty damn good shot.
I like how that finished off. Some respect on, and that's fine. Yeah. Well, thank God you brought me out here to actually practice a few. Clearly, I need to do a bit more shots.
Need more. I think very much I need more. Enjoy your dinner.
Orglass, before I go, you do know you will have to court and do all the terrible shit that people like you and me hate to do.
This is not my first Faire.
Fair enough. It's been an honor.
I'm sure that we know each other. The Queen and I.
Oh. You've won before.
No, not yet. I've tried many times. Many times.
Well,
this year will be my year. We'll be together. I need more practice.
hey, Orglass, be safe. There are people here who do not want us here. Basically everyone outside of our marquee.
I know. Let them try. Brings the bow out and another, more arrows thudding into the...
What's it look like?
target.
What's that next roll? What's the roll? Is it a natural 20? That's all I want to know.
Please.
Nope. It's a 3.
All right. I'll march back to the tent then.
When you re-emerge back in the tent, everyone looks splendid. Esmeralda's, we're looking $1 million.
So yeah, Bisbo's was just like, okay, ready to go, and he's just in his normal, oiled up, dirty work clothes.
No.
Dinner. What?
Nope. You come back here. You need to. Let me just fix this. And she'll snap her fingers using Druidcraft, and his clothes look more.
I mean, you bought me fancy clothes.
Oh, you said you're wearing the oiled clothes.
Yeah, I am, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just letting Taylor know that you did buy Bisbo fancy clothes.
I did.
He isn't wearing them.
Ready to go. Let's hit the dinner party.
Esmeralda will step in front of him, hands on her hips, and where are the clothes that I bought you?
But they're so clean and not greased and stiff.
And this is the time to wear that.
But how will I hide without my...
You won't be able to hide. There is no hiding at dinner. Bisbo. For me, Will you wear your nice clothes from me?
He's also
please?
dirty, by the way, too. Very dirty. Can you roll persuasion on him?
Taylor, like, sure.
Sure.
Oh my god.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Okay. Go wash your scales
least I don't have
and
to
get
bath.
your
What?
clothes on. Wash your scales. Don't you want to be gleaming like a new invention?
No, I do not. No inventions get stolen. I want to be dirty, so if I'm clean, they'll all want a piece of me.
And that's the point. Bisbo, it's not bad to be desired.
He looks out the tent for a second, out into the distance, as you mentioned wanting to be desired. And there's like almost a fleeting moment in his eyes of a memory that just it's gone.
Oh god.
It's like because he was the hot shit at the sex pile party. Like he was
Oh no!
his cast.
Never to be spoken of again.
Sorry.
You don't remember this.
No.
You
Sorry,
don't
okay.
remember this.
All right, sorry. So he looks out at a small, not really lost, just a confusing. I guess that 23 is pretty good. Although it would be funny if there was kind of like a yakety or started playing with what you're trying to get me in the bath and spray me down.
We are not. We're.
Yeah. All right, I'll take a. He goes and takes a bath. He scrubs his scales. I would say he comes out and he is
Red.
not tan. He is like almost a. It's not like so striking, but you do see that a lot of the tanness was just dirt, and now his undertone has more of a. He's still kind of that brown. He has this almost like luminescent, not luminescent. What's the
Brass.
kind of sheen on thing? No. What's the sheen on thing that's like where there's like rainbow colors? Like
Pearlescent.
Yes, thank you. Pearlescent. Got this pearlescent emerald sheen to his scales. Like it's actually quite like if you saw some shoes, like you could see them making them like cobalt shoes. Like he has some attractive scales actually.
Do you want to be shoes?
No, but I'm just saying that like it's that level of like it's a nice like he has this very nice pearlescent, like even more probably than other kobolds you've seen. Like whatever luck of the genetic draw he got, he's definitely like his.
So he's hot among kobolds. Like kobolds would be like, yeah.
I mean, his personality, but yeah, he's kind of a little bit of a hot bolt. If they like that, I don't know if they like that stuff, but it definitely has a much more kind of arcane look to it. And then what does his fancy clothes look like, Taylor?
Your fancy clothes will be in greens and golds, a little bit more tree since we picked them up from the Oak King's Court.
Yeah.
So you do match Quinn slightly, but it plays up the gold more than the green, so that makes your scales pop.
Got it. Okay. Is there a hat involved, or?
Yes, there's a floppy green hat involved.
Yeah. Great.
He's still wearing his inventions.
Peacock feather too. Peacock
God,
feather as well.
He's just constantly getting in his like face, and he looks so uncomfortable. Like he just looks.
Oh, Esmeralda's pleased.
I hate this so much.
Your scales are beautiful. They look like
Horrible.
springtime.
They're disgusting.
I love this so much, Bisbo. Thank you for doing this for me. Oh, you look so handsome.
I'm a monster.
You are not. Oh, everyone's going to love you.
Oh, this is a nightmare.
And with that, the four of you leave the tent and enter into the night of the large marquees. And as the night falls and the fireflies come up, you hear the sounds of feasts everywhere. People dining and carousing in various different places across this area. And as you walk through through past all of these marquees, they're all lit with a faint glow of light from within. But you see the shadows are deep here. Even though there's lights glowing and each marquee is almost luminescent, you do get a sense of cold. This is still the turning of a season. This is still autumn going into winter. And at night time here within the Birch, Queensland, it is chilly. As you emerge towards the large expanse of the Riverking's compound, their large marquees, that are linked together in a very similar way to the way that Sorominx's area was set up outside the fair. You hear the sound of cheering, of laughter. And while Sorominx's place had lots of people in it, this is far more. There would be 50 to 60 Fae here of various descriptions. And you hear the sounds of cheering, you hear the sounds of dancing, you hear the sounds of bands playing, and lots of frivolity. As you enter into this space, everyone is dressed very fine, in their full court finery, and so with you're dressed appropriately. And as you watch, you see that there is an extremely long table, a master table for this feast, with 60 to 70 people seated. You see that Sorominx is seated in the centre, not at the ends, but in the centre, surrounded by her entourage. And it looks as though there's people dancing on the table to the uproarious feeling of everyone within. As you arrive, you see Lord Ingris, the she that had been humiliated on the battlefield the day before by Quinn. You see Lord Chellisfield. You see the Green Knight and her page, and the Green Knight, Lady Albrest, emerges from the crowd arriving and says, I expected more people tonight. Princess?
Good evening. You were expecting more?
Oh, the four of you were told to keep places. I believe you're sitting over there. And you see that about a third of the way from where Sorominx will be in the middle, you're kind of your place. And what you get a sense of, in fact, I'll get you to make a quick history check.
Mm-hmm. I don't need a history check to know where this is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a few tiers down the social standing.
Yeah.
Esmeralda will smile and I will take my seat momentarily. Where is Princess Eliana?
I believe, and she does, she points, just there, opposite Sorominx, and you see her sitting, eating, and next to her is an extremely attractive naiad, a water nymph. You can see that there is literally cascading water leaching out of her skin, and a very sheer white dress that seems to be completely wet.
And Esmeralda will smile and just, I would like to pay my respects to the princess before we take our seats, if you don't mind. It would be rather rude of me not to.
Of course.
And she will gesture the others to follow.
As you look over to the seats where you have been allocated, I will also say there is 5 seats there, not 4.
Were you expecting one more?
I believe so. Lord Flax arrives from the Riverking's court momentarily.
Esmeralda racks her brain to see if that name is familiar.
Absolutely not.
Great. She will just...
He's probably attractive.
I don't recall a Lord Flax. This is a rather new name.
He's been a member of the court for some time now. An envoy to the Riverking.
I have been gone for quite some time, so perhaps I did miss his appointment, but it'll be good to meet him.
You wander over to Alessandra, And next to Alessandra is this sheer naiad, this water fae, who looks up towards you. The Lady Bedina is one of the Riverking's consorts, part of the Riverking's harem, so to speak.
Of course, it's a harem.
Berdina?
Budina, yes. Alessandra. Princess.
Princess, I see you're doing well. I just wanted to come in and check in on you. See you were settled in all right.
Yes, I'm safe now. The lady's been... Yes. Thank you again. I'm
and
fine.
Then she'll turn her attention to Lady Bedina, and I must give you my sincerest thanks to taking care of the princess. Please make sure she's safe and all right.
Of course. Of course, she's but family. I wouldn't dream of it, of any other way.
Can we vibe check?
Quinn, vibe check!
Can I vibe check her?
Sure.
Is my insight even... Oh, it's not bad. 19.
Oh yeah, she's in on this. Totally.
Son of a bitch!
Her father's desperate after her welfare, of course.
Of course, I'm just curious as how in such a pavilion as this that she was managed to have been stolen away so easily.
I know. We're all racking our brains as to why that could have possibly happened.
It's very concerning.
It is. But now that her son's arrived, I think everything will be fine.
I'm sorry?
Oh, here he is. And she gestures towards the door. And striding in to the room, clad in a vibrant baby blue, is a blue-skinned, young-looking she. A large leather jerkin with an ornate sword with blue turquoise gems inlaid into it. His eyes flash a scintillating, mischievous blue as Lord Flax strides into the hall and he says, "Well, friends, you started without me. Where's the manners in that?" And you hear a cheer rise up from the crowd as Lord Flax walks into the marquee. "I bring good tidings from the Riverking. King Ulorian is pleased, and he is ready." As he strides onto the table, he literally walks up onto the table. A few of the dancers get off the table.
Oh my. The tape?
"We are ready, friends. We are ready. Once the transition is made, the attack will commence. The portals are set. The Fey roads are aligned. The king has given me his word. Tomorrow we rise for good. Tomorrow we finish the job. Those within the mortal realm have forgotten their duties. Those within the mortal realm have forgotten their responsibilities, and we will teach them once and for all. We will teach them the lesson, and there's a rise. There's a rise in the crowd. Tonight is a time of celebration and of muster. Once the feast is done, let's recruit them all that will join. Those downtrodden, those rejected by the courts, will rise with us. The unseelie courts will have our time in the sun. He strides his way across the table until he stands with one side between Lady Soraminx and you see Lady Alessandra. And for the first time, he notices Esmeralda. Oh my. And he looks back at Soraminx, and Soraminx just nods. Oh, they weren't kidding. And he kind of kicks his way down off the stools and stands in front of Esmeralda. He puts a hand out, and someone places a goblet of wine within it. Oh my! You must be Princess Astrum.
Esmeralda, please, and you must be this Lord Flax I've been hearing about.
Oh, just Flax. Just Flax. Lords for the others. I believe we're seated together.
Right, yes. I couldn't help but hear that your Lady Ilaria's son. Alessandra's son.
Oh, yes.
Esmeralda's actually going to be looking him over. He doesn't look half elven.
No.
Odd.
He looks very much she.
Esmeralda will look.
Of course, you're from the material realm.
Yes.
You must know the wastrel drunken buffoon that's my father.
I do not know, but they do, actually. Tismay is known your mother as well.
Strangely enough, you actually have met his father. On the very first session, you went into the tavern and met him, who was quite drunk.
That's right. She probably was like, wait, who?
Yeah.
I saw him in all of 10 seconds. Not enough to fully get a name or introduction.
But more than enough to get a measure of the man, I'm sure. Let me guess, he was drunk. In a tavern? In his cups?
You're not wrong.
I thought as much. Avoiding responsibility, not paying his dues, not giving the tithe to the Fey realms, not looking after the portal. Yes? Makes sense? Not living up to his responsibilities, not paying his way for the child and wife that he promised so much for.
That's what I wanted to discuss about, because when I was there, I realized that no one had translated the duties to others. It fell into this state of myth. It wasn't fully enforced as it should have been.
I know. They're hopeless and useless and totally not living up to their bargain. I knew you'd understand.
No. You must understand, humans don't live as long as we do. They die. And so, as the generations pass, this became myth, a silly story told to children. There are supposed to be reminders. There's supposed to be one representative that we do the reminders for. That was lost. That's not their fault.
What do you mean it's not their fault?
We neglected to remind.
They came to this place. They came to the Noberon. They came to the river. They plowed their fields. They drew the water. That was the deal. They got to be here. We let them live. They had to do what they had to do. They gave the tithe, they gave the offerings, and they got to live. When you stop giving the offerings and you stop giving the tithe, you must leave. And when we told them that they had to leave, what happened? They brought an army of iron.
Who did you speak to about leaving? And Esmeralda's actually walking to their placing. So,
of course.
So it's a... Who did you speak to about the leaving?
What do you mean?
Well, when you told them they must leave, who did you speak to?
Well, they got the message.
I'm afraid that humans are a little obtuse. They don't dalliance in nuance like we do, and you must be a bit more direct. They don't understand.
I know. So they tore down the standing stones, ripped apart the forest, dammed the river.
There was a reason for the standing stones. They were being attacked by Shadowfae. I was there. I saw it. We tried to stop them. But they were being attacked, and they thought standing stones would be the only way.
No. Oh, you are very beautiful when you get upset. I must say, it's fine. It's fine. I understand. Sorry if I've crossed. It will all be resolved, though. I mean,
in bloodshed.
Well,
then who will you have to do more tithing?
They are an army. We gain the land back. The river will be free once more. It will be ours to toil. We can't.
Bisbo has a little laugh.
We can't have them there. The iron they bring, the machines they create. The magic is fading. It's fine.
Esmeralda will just kind of look back to Bisbo and
he looks horrified that he laughed out loud.
Well, no, she'll just be like, Bisbo, was this what you were talking about earlier?
What?
About the machines?
What do you mean? When?
Never mind.
I'm so terribly sorry. It's towards Quinn. I wasn't aware that.
Oh, Flax. Weren't aware of what, good sir? Quinn. Pleasure to meet you.
You had company. I'm sorry.
It's easy to be swept up in Esmeralda's grace.
I know, very. Yes. They told me all about her. She was an unusual pleasure.
True words have never been spoken.
Quinn is getting foot stepped on.
Please, may I? And he pulls out the seat for Esmeralda.
Esmeralda will sit, floofing out all rose petal skirts, and just. She's in deep in thought right now.
Please, and gestures, and reaches up and immediately a bottle of wine's placed in his hand. It's almost like they're predicting what he's going to need as the wait staff kind of come through, and he pours a round of quite light rosé like wine. I guess it's a very light red.
Shit. You speak a lot of truths about the incursion in the forest.
This is a very joyous time.
They brought machines.
Things of iron, things that will chew through trees and rip up the earth.
Terrible.
Terrible. But today's a celebration. The River Kings agreed. They've gone too far.
The time has come.
We will get to rally.
And you'll lead the charge?
Of course.
With spear in hand, sword in hand?
I prefer the sword. And you?
I'm not as impressive, and I'll just flip the dagger through the fingers, like dexterously. Not near as capable of using a sword.
Well, I'm sure he heard about your little brush with the good lord over there.
Oh, I haven't done video. All right, I haven't done magical reflector memory banks. I pull out my little thing, and it just plays the 15-second loop
of the dagger going past.
Boosh! Yeah.
Whoa. Well, impressive.
Some misunderstanding.
I think there was no misunderstanding there.
Lots of misunderstandings.
I like the intent.
Yeah, well.
So Mr.
Perhaps,
Mr. Grand...
Is this something that we could... Would you be interested?
In
joining us?
Perhaps. I mean, depending on the outcome of the fair, of course.
Oh, the fair's the fair. This is a much larger undertaking.
Well,
we strike fair or no fair.
Well,
how large are we talking?
Large as in
forces, I believe. Bisbo, right?
Yes, but how many troops do you have?
Oh. Well, we have initial wave, 12, maybe 2.
I do a spit take.
Of course, the marrow of the river, the spirits of the river.
Right. And you're happy to attack the village or attack all the humans?
Well, let's just say the ones in front of us to begin with. The village to begin with, the army that might protect it. Once River Bend is swept away by the forces of the Riverking, then we'll look at moving beyond, protecting our borders. We're just reclaiming what was offered and then rebuffed.
Have you considered arbitration of the matter?
I think we're beyond that. Today's celebration, the king has already agreed.
The king has agreed.
It took some convincing. We're in the king's realm. It's the time.
Convincing by you?
Of course.
I see. But he was but a womb the last time we saw him. Now he's convincing on a plane, invasion of the material plane.
Well, let's just say I was the grandson he never really had. My grandfather is a soft touch.
And what do you make of your mother being whisked away under the guise of some servitude of a redcap?
They should tell you what happened to your mother, did they not?
Here in the very fair that protects her?
Let's just say it's fortunate that you came along.
And you've taken measures to prevent it from happening again?
I think she'll be safe now.
Can I, is he in on this too?
Mate, do you want to make an inside check?
I would love to.
Vibe check! Fuck. I hate this guy. Ah!
But he likes you. How do you go with the roll?
14.
14. Let me see. Fucking hell. I rolled an 11. Yeah. He's in on it.
Yeah. Fortunate.
It's almost an anger in the eyes.
It's incredible when things happen outside your control. Frustrating sometimes, I suppose.
He looks almost knowingly at you, Quinn. Says, the worst things are when things happen before your birth.
Yeah. What can you do? You can only control the moment at hand. Isn't that right?
Yes, but I also think there's a place for fixing the problems of the past. There's honor to be restored, don't you think?
Absolutely. That's the truest thing you've said all night, I think.
If the past have done things that have undone, if the past has done things that would damage you, isn't it best to sort that out?
It's true. Of course, you have to always remember that you're reading a story that someone else told you. You know, the past is written by the winners, rarely the losers. I mean, what is the past if not someone else's story? So, yeah, avenge whatever you want, of course, and you're not wrong. There are many problems going on in the Arboness Forest, but you know.
Well, a few fewer after this. In any regard, for the Fae, for our kind, a return to the wild will be a breath of fresh air in this place. Things without name, passions unbridled, as it was and as it should be, and as it will be again, when I'm victorious.
To Lord Flax.
Oh, please. No. To Princess Esmeralda.
Of course.
Esmeralda is simmering right now, and she's just going to... Do you really think taking over a town of people who can barely fight is the best way to announce your presence to the world? For me, I'd be letting out a feral scream against the machines.
Can barely fight. They have an
been there,
army.
haven't you?
They have a garrison.
I'm spitting again.
It could be worse since we left. It could have tripled for all we know.
Oh dear. But if I remember correctly, when I was there, the garrison wasn't there to protect River Bend. No, they actually impeded upon them. It's just a convenient place to camp.
That's not an army. What, are you kidding me? Are you so dumb? You think you're going to come in and the kingdom will respond? What? I can't hear this anymore. He thinks just a dozen of their troops will come in? Does he have any idea? What's this? The Iron Legion, the Armageddon Hounds, the Platinum Bulls, the Death Orbs? Are you kidding me? They're going to wipe him off the earth. The only reason they haven't come is because of the war in the East. If they know that oh my God, Quinn, are you getting this guy? He's hilarious.
Bisbo,
Flex's
tonight's a
eyes
night of celebration.
narrow.
Tonight's a night of celebration.
Celebration, Bisbo, it's all right.
Jesus, it's like they've never seen. Oh.
Bisbo, you can only deal with the problems at hand.
Mm-hmm. And Esmeralda will just...
You sound as though you know these things. You've seen this army?
Travel a lot?
Oh, how intriguing. I'd love to hear more. You know of their weaponry, their sizes of forces, how they might deploy.
Or like word of mouth. You know, you hear about stories and...
Well, there's a reason Lord Flax, of course, he's the second of the Oak King's champion. He has incredible first-hand knowledge.
Make a deception check.
Warriors of the material plane.
Me or Quinn?
No, Quinn.
Okay.
Such bullshit.
Come on, Quinn.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That tracks.
Yeah.
The Oak King. I need to pick your brain, he says, and points to Bisbo. And
God, he's threatening me. He's threatening me to...
He's not threatening.
Dissect my brain.
As he starts to focus attention on Bisbo, Esmeralda will just sigh and, okay, well, I guess I'm just the flower on the wall.
As the conversation continues, you hear a tinkling of glassware from the center of the table, and Lady Soromix stands. My friends, my lovely friends, families, representatives of the courts of the Riverking, the lovely consort, Lady, what's her face that I've now forgotten?
Medina.
Thank you, Medina. It's my great pleasure to invite you all to our stand here at the Birch Queen's Faire, and it is my even greater pleasure to host the Moonlit King's own representative here. Might I introduce everybody to that who will receive the Birch Queen's transition. That who will receive the transition from the summer court to the winter and retire to the winter palace and alert the Moonlit King of his rule. Might I introduce His Grace, Duke Rackclasp, Warden of the Early Frost and First Bone Carver.
Yep. Sure.
And a slewer, a dark, shadowy being rises next to Lady Sorominx and gives a slight bow. Bisbo, can I get you to make a quick perception check for me, please?
Yep.
Bisbo doesn't see it. Bisbo doesn't notice the pooling shadows at his feet. The darkened tendrils that seem to come from underneath Ruckclasp's legs, winding its way through the feet of those seated, of those making merry, as the blackened tendrils of the Shadow Court start to curl around the kobold's legs. And that's where we'll leave it for the week, folks.
No.
Around Bisbo's legs?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Thanks, folks. Lovely to see you all again. Best of luck to Latreni. I hope you're feeling better if you're still there. And we'll see you all next week. I promise next week we're going to get to this damn archery contest. I promise.
Well, are you sure?
Yeah, I absolutely promise.
Not if we have anything to do with it. We're out.
We're out. See you next week.